Hi, I'm Graham, and this is Man v Film. The way I sort my movie review now is I tend to book movies a long time in advance, a week, couple of weeks, whatever it needs to be, just to guarantee that I get the seat I want in the cinema. And the latest movie I saw was Mortdecai. I thought Mortdecai looked like one of the worst movies of the year. It looked like Johnny Depp had really hit a low point, and he's been hitting a lot of them recently. This looked like the worst of the bunch. So it was a heavy heart that I went to the cinema to sit down and be forced to watch Mortdecai. Now, Mortdecai is written and directed by David Koepp. Just to put this in context, some of the movies that David Koepp has worked on. He wrote Toy Soldiers, Death Becomes the original Jurassic Park, Carlito's Way, Mission Impossible, Spider-Man, War of the Worlds. Good movies. But this is a man that seems to have a duality within cinema. He also wrote The Shadow, Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Ghost Town, Angels and Demons, Premium Rush, and the latest Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit movie. As a director, the man has made Stir of Echoes, which was a good supernatural thriller, Secret Windows, which also starred Johnny Depp but wasn't that great a movie, Ghost Town, Forgettable, Premium Rush, and of course Mortdecai. Now, Mortdecai stars Johnny Depp as the lead character, Gwyneth Paltrow as his wife Joanna, Ewan McGregor, Olivia Munn, Paul Bettany, and Jeff Goldblum. So it's a great cast. The story itself is set up as a sort of like throwback to the sort of 60s movies, the British movies, where there'd be an upper class, sort of tough, posh, bumbling almost rich estate owner who would be thrust into some sort of awkward situation and somehow overhandedly win it with the aid of his friends and the team around him. Now, it looked like something I'd seen many times before, and I sat down in the seat, prepared myself as best I could, and the movie started. And you know what? After the first few minutes, I kind of found myself coming round to it. I liked what the movie was trying to achieve. Sure, the story wasn't anything brand new. It was something we'd seen before many times. It's the tale of Mortdecai himself, who is a large estate owner in England, who has worked with the police and other members, and he's well known within the sort of posher aspects of the English community. And he gets drawn into this theft of rare artwork because as his hobby is artwork, and he has dodgy dealings in the past with moving antiquities to and fro. McGregor's character appears as the police chief and asks him to investigate on this missing painting in exchange for a finder's fee. As Mortdecai is almost bankrupt, he begrudgingly takes on this case and decides to look into it for himself. Now, the plot is there as a sort of sidetrack, but it's more about the characters and their interactivity and the sort of humour that comes from them. And I, for one, really enjoyed Mortdecai. It's not the most fantastic movie I've ever seen. I doubt it's going to be the best come the end of the year. But you know what? It's not one of the worst, and I don't think it deserves all the hate that it's getting at the moment. Johnny Depp's character is a sort of broad performance, and you know what? Fits perfectly, and it is the anchor for the full movie. The surrounding character actors like Paul Bettany and Gwyneth Paltrow and Ewan McGregor just emphasise how good Depp is in this role, and they sort of bring along the camaraderie the movie requires. It creates a nice little core group that you want to see how it's going to perform, how they're interacting with each other. Yes, there's a mystery, but it's not that important. What we're here to see is Mortdecai and hopefully overcome his adversity, the way he can do. My main fear about this movie is it was going to be a bit like the Pink Panther, which had the bumbling hero in Inspector Clouseau, but Johnny Depp's character is not an idiot. He's not a fool. He's just cowardly and reluctant to look at the situation and what he is in. And he sometimes gets himself in trouble. That's where Paul Bettany's character come in, who's one of the main co-stars of the movie and is most of the scenes with Depp. Paul Bettany plays a thuggish lout manservant who's always with Mortdecai, always looking after him and always having to bail him out of the tougher situations that Mortdecai will always get into. His wife Joanna, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, is also really good. You can tell that she is taking control of the relationship. She's the one with the sensible head, where Mortdecai has the flights of fancy. She's the one that brings him back down to the ground. And you know what? She plays excellent in the movie. It's one of the best I've seen her in a long while. And you know, as for the comedy in the movie, it's not laugh out loud riotous comedy, but it's fun to watch in the way that it's fun to sit down and watch a sitcom. You know, it just breezes by. It doesn't offend you. It doesn't, you know, make you feel like you've had the best entertainment ever. But you know what? It kept your mind busy, and that's what this movie does. You know, it's chewing gum for the brain. It's, you know, fun to sit down and watch, and I would wholeheartedly recommend it. It's nowhere near as bad as what other people are saying. I will definitely check it out again. I could see it being a rainy day movie. You know, you're sitting on a Sunday, nothing to do, the weather outside is horrible. You know, just throw on Mortdecai and just kill a couple of hours. And you know what? It's a good way to spend it. Mortdecai for me gets a 2.5 out of 5 stars. You know, it's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been better, yeah. But you know what? It's good enough. It's average, and you know, sometimes that's what you just need. Should you go and see Mortdecai? Absolutely. You know, it's entertaining and it's worth watching.